Why did home theater culture died? A home theater setup in 2024 is just Atmos surround and a big-ass OLED. I was skeptical when my husband wanted to set one up for us due to the cost. But honestly, it's the best part of the whole house. We never go to the movies anymore. I don't get this impression at all. If anything, OLED and QLED TVs and Dolby sound systems are more affordable and accessible than ever. And it's making going to the movie theater obsolete. 1. Flat panel TVs made large screens possible in family rooms. Previously, a big screen meant a projector, which needs a dark room that can be closed off. 2. Dramatic reduction in the cost of decent quality audio, meaning you didn't need specialized equipment. 3. Having TVs in our living room is far more common than it used to be. Houses being built today do not separate a family room from a formal living room. Homeowners expect to use their space. This means having big screens in the living room is more common than it used to be. It's not any one thing, but a combination of several things. Most people don't watch Blu-ray anymore. Most people just stream. Average people don't have as much money as they did 20 years ago because of the continuing attack on the middle class. Also, the people who do invest thousands on home theaters end up figuring out that despite costing 10 times more than a standard setup you can buy for $300, the experience of watching the movie only improves by about 3%. Another factor is the studios just don't put the effort into movies that they used to. Because people are so content to just stream any of the hundreds of high-quality TV series out there. The people who say TVs and soundbars are the same thing clearly have not been in a newer theater room. I'm sorry, it's not the same. However, it is much better than it used to be, so it's difficult to rationalize the cost when the cost of everything is rising. Another huge factor is because TVs in general are cheaper and family members tend to have their own devices. Less time is spent actually watching TV together as a family. Definitely not dead near me outside of Atlanta. Love mine, and some of my neighbors have huge setups. Home theater culture paired really well with the DVD craze. Around that time, they were selling a theater quality experience. Now, HD is kind of standard on everything, so selling quality isn't nearly as important as selling ease of access. The digital media age is all about accessibility. I have no idea what you are talking about. In my circle of friends and extended family, it's still a highly desirable goal as far as home improvement is concerned. Just yesterday, I visited the basement of a friend who spent $50,000 on a home theater and a wet bar. Technology moved past it. A soundbar with a subwoofer sounds just as good, if not better, than most systems from 10-15 years ago. And obviously TVs are worlds better. Not dead for me. I watch Netflix on my 65 TV with surround sound speaker system. It's still a thing, but it's for the well-off. If you want a genuinely decent system. I was recently shown the home theater of a THEC-certified tech. Among other things, he advises on, installs, and maintains serious systems for rich people. He uses his home theater as selling and teaching tool. Let me tell you, this stuff is insane. The entire theater is mechanically and acoustically isolated from the house. There's a server room full of rack-mount computers and industry-spec processors. Multiple subs on 220 volts. Most stuff in NA is 110 volts. Physical tuning of the room to account for standing waves and where your head is placed. And a pay-to-play theater-grade streaming service called Kaleidoscape that nobody has ever heard of. Because entry come with its own hardware that starts in the many thousands. And I haven't even talked about the projector and lens, as it was all so beyond me. But it was all a breathtaking experience. I'll never see anything like it again, I reckon. The price? $167,000. So, there are home theaters, but the good stuff is for rich people. I don't think it did. I think it more became a richer person thing, cause a lot of middle class just can't afford things like that anymore. Like, why waste money on something like that when everything costs so much? Because plebin ain't easy. Why invest in all that when my 50-something inch flat-screen TV with a Chromecast and an Xbox is fine? I can even download shows online, put them on a USB drive, and plug the USB drive into the back of my Xbox to watch them on my TV. Housing is more expensive and home offices are more necessary. So fewer people have extra rooms to dedicate to a home theater. They're more likely to be watching movies in a multi-purpose living room or family room. I also suspect that the dedicated gaming space has kinda replaced the home theater. I know plenty of people who have a desk or a room designed around video games. I think in prior generations those same people would have been home theater types. Your friend's parents were rich. Your friends are not. When you might have to move at any moment because your rent went up another $500. A 60 inches on a stand hooked up to a cool-looking soundbar is the smart way to go. Maybe when I own a McMansion with more rooms than I know what to do with, I'll flush mount some speakers, build some risers, drag in some couches, LED strips for good measure, ceiling mount projector, motorized screen retracting in front of, what's that? A stupidly large TV. Until then, my phone is pretty good. And the apparent magnitude makes a phone in my lap while I'm cuddling someone the same size or larger as a 60 inches TV above someone's fireplace. And even though I have to hold it in one hand, the other can honk a boob. That feels weird in your friend's dad's rumpus room. Our home theater members are boiling with aggression as we speak. The demographic who would be buying the systems these days can't afford a house to put them in. Your neighbors through the paper-thin shared walls won't appreciate your patriotic tradition of watching Saving Private Ryan every D-Day. I still have a home theater system. It's not for any other reason other than I hate actual theaters. They charge a ridiculous rate for mediocre experience. I don't have anything big. It's enough to make movie nights nice and entertaining.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.